all those moments will be lost in time.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm imagining that you're in a little bit of shock at what I look like right now, and you know what? I don't even blame you. I'm just gonna say I was inspired by Anne Hathaway in Alice in Wonderland, so if that helps you cope with it, there you go. So today we're gonna be talking about the tattoo collective that prioritizes pain over aesthetics. So it's an article from Vice, and I apologize deeply for that because Vice publishes so much trash these days. However, it is an interview and it's more than the other articles that are just like reporting, so I figured an interview would be more useful. Brutal Black describes its ritualistic approach to the needle as a big fuck you to soulless corporate tattoo culture. Okay. Tattoos hurt, but for most people the pain is just a means to an end, and tattoo artists are usually mindful of their clients' pain threshold, catering for breaks, and mitigating any unnecessary brutality. It's abnormal to restrain people while they're getting tattooed, or for them to bolt upright in agony to escape the needle's unrelenting penetrations. Nor is it very common to see sadistic mirth occupying the faces of multiple tattoo artists as they inflict the unnaturally long, thick, shallow lines seemingly without pause. Enter Brutal Black. It's the tattoo project where mandalas come to die, where your neo-traditional Japanese tribal tattoo is shown to be nothing more than a cute little fashion statement. Valerio Cancelliere, Cami Stewart, and Philip Three Cruz, the three tattoo artists behind the collaborative project, want to bring back some ritual and rebirth to tattooing. What they've come up with is one of the most brutal experiences one can imagine. They proudly claim it will ruin your life. I contacted them to learn more about why the hell anyone would do this. Right off the bat, as a tattooed person, okay, so I'm not gonna sit here and tell you what tattoos I like and don't like, but I feel like it's unnecessarily petty to be like, oh, your traditional Japanese is just a fashion statement. Like, all your tattoos don't mean anything. You're just giving your money to corporate America and all your tattoos have no meaning. It's just a fashion statement. You're nothing like us. It already kind of feels like I'm not that type of girl thing, but except I'm not that type of tattooer. Like, it really does feel super condescending and for no real reason. So I don't know, that already irks me. How is Brutal Black different to a normal tattoo session? Cami Stewart. With my normal work, what's most important is the end result. But this is a completely different thing for me. I'm not saying this type of tattooing is for everyone, but this concept tears apart what I feel tattooing has become. Plastic, soulless, and broken down by fashion, the media, and popular culture. To me, this is a big fuck you to what most people believe tattooing to now be. Valerio. Today, the tattoo world is the continued research of an exceptional artisanal product, which is very often referred to as art, rejecting the ritual aspect. Brutal Black Project doesn't want to settle for compromises. Its fundamental element is experiencing the ritual. Philip. In my everyday tattoo work, I'm still brutal, rough, and hard, and I fill huge skin in the shortest time, but I pay more attention to the customer and to his body. In this project, there's no compassion, no scruples, no sense of empathy. It was a little strange to behave like that, but it's fucking sick to kill these people during the session. Seeing the pain in their eyes, the shaking from their bodies, and the mess, it makes me proud that I'm reaching goals together with my clients. It doesn't mean a full sleeve or big piece. It just means to break one's will and to go to its outermost. When you have problems walking after the session, you have done it right. Pain is perishable and pride remains eternal. Okay, so as a tattooed person, I don't like this. I really don't. I mean, obviously they would see my tattoos as, you know, trash or whatever. But I don't like this putting tattoos on levels. There's no need to say that this is more meaningful, more raw, more whatever than normal tattoos. Like, yes, there are some stupid tattoos out there, of course, just like there is some stupid everything out there. I understand their idea, but I think that the idea is way better than the reality in the sense that, yeah, having a ritual and making it painful, that all sounds like a good thing for like a Quentin Tarantino movie, but here, I mean, let's just look at the pictures of these brutal tattoo sessions and what you come out with, okay? Because let's not pretend that getting a tattoo is all about ritual either. So there's this guy who has a bunch of black lines all over him, and I'm not judging him, I'm just saying This is what it is. It seems like big black lines that almost look like slashes in a canvas are a thing here. And honestly, I think it's very concerning. Which one of them was it? Yeah, Philip, who's saying, oh, it's so cool to see them like in pain. Like, I mean, what? This is another one of those things where people take a thing they want to do, and instead of just saying, hey, I want to have a brutal shop where I don't give a fuck about what the client feels and I want them to feel all the pain possible, instead of just saying that and being 100 with everyone, no, you have to find some kind of bullshit reason to make it philosophical, to make it have a meaning that it doesn't have. Why are people doing this? Honestly, I would have way less of a problem with this if they were just saying, hey, I think we should be brutal. I think we should cater less to the threshold of each customer. I just think we should beat the shit out of them, essentially, with the tattoo gun. If you said that, I would probably respect you more than being like, oh yeah, we need to beat the shit out of them for the meaning, for the ritual. It's like, for me, every tattoo, I have a ritual of how I go about my day when I know I'm gonna get tattooed. Everyone has their own way, their own ritual, their own tradition going with it. Why do you feel so confident to say that your ritual is the only way and that all else is trash? You know what I mean? That kind of conceitedness is really just... And I also feel like this is why some people look down on tattoos, because there's stupid shit like this where it's just like, hey, don't worry about the outcome. You're just gonna get a bunch of black lines and it's gonna hurt really bad. What happens when you heal? Will you have reached some kind... Is it supposed to be a catharsis? Like, I'm just confused. Will you have reached some higher truth that us peasants can't reach? Like, I don't understand. I can't justify this. Most of the time, believe it or not, I am empathetic enough to be like, okay, I see where this person is coming from. I understand the sentiment. But here, the sentiment seems like bullshit, so I don't understand the sentiment. Anyway, let's just keep going. So how did this all start? Stuart. I met Valerio online via Facebook. He had tattooed someone's face. I liked the tattoo and was interested in talking with him. After a few emails, we decided we would work together on a large-scale black work project in Italy. It went well and we got along, and our tattooing styles seemed to complement each other, so we continued to work together as often as time allowed, usually twice a year. We have made 3 projects together so far. The last project was in Germany, which is when Philip joined. However, I ended up not being able to make it due to problems with flights. 3 crews. There were problems for Cammy upon his entry from Scotland, thanks to his appearance and a few tattooed swastikas. Hold on. So you're talking down to these people with their traditional Japanese koi fish or whatever tattoo, and you have swastikas? Come on. This is so ironic. Like, please, no.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
I don't even know how these people were interviewed without laughing at the things that they were saying. But anyway, thanks to his appearance and a few swastikas, so the police had a few extra questions, making him miss his plane. So the whole project had to take place under new conditions. It was already several months into the planning, and our customer, a good friend of mine, had declared himself ready. Frankie knew that something very primitive and brutal was about to come to him. Tattooing totaled about 5 hours over 2 days, as fast as possible, but with breaks for puking and crying. So, one of my favorite quotes by Haruki Murakami says, "I'll undergo pain as long as it has meaning," or something like that. I'll put the real quote here. I'm sure I butchered it. Where is the meaning? Where? I just want to know, where is the meaning? Because these people are getting, they're essentially getting butchered. They're having breaks for puking and they're having breaks for crying. What's the meaning? You feel pain, okay, so? Like, I can go downstairs, get my knife, stab myself in the thigh, I'm gonna feel pain too. What's the meaning? Like, I understand you want your tattoo to be ritualistic and all this other shit, but it's like, what are you left with after? It might seem poetic and artistic in the moment, but what about after? What about when you leave? What are you left with? How do you even explain that to people? Like, imagine, you don't see your friend for 2 weeks, you meet up again, and he has all these black lines across his face and across his body, and you're just like... And they're like... Okay, let's just keep going. am trying to not have a stroke, honestly. At what point did you realize the Brutal Black project was more than an aesthetic thing? Stuart, things started to change in my head when I saw the reactions of the clients during the tattoo process. The project is not always about the outcome, it's about the process. Taking things back to the primitive, the rite of passage, pushing the limits of your inner self. How much do you want something? Can you see it through to the end? The marks left from the tattoo are only a reminder of what you learned about yourself during the process. To me, the marks left in skin are less important than the marks left in your mind. Valerio, nothing was defined, nothing was planned, nothing was forced. It wasn't clear what it was going to become, but an awareness was born. Brutal Black recalls you to the primitive brutality that was screwed up by modernity. There are a lot of other violent tribal rituals that could also be described as survival trials. Although the project is not a remembrance of tribal rituals, its energy has the same kind of origins. So now at least the meaning was explained. Whether I perceive it as actually a meaning is a different story. So you're supposed to learn about yourself. You're supposed to learn about how far you can be pushed before you lose your entire shit, I'm guessing. This is the thing. For some people, just getting their ribs tattooed is doing that. For some people, surviving a year is doing that. I feel like survival and what is pushing you to the limit is such a subjective thing that putting this as a way to get to know yourself better it's silly in a way, because this is just violence. Like, surely some people can get something out of it. I 100% believe that the people who are crazy enough to undergo this shit think that they're gonna get something from it, and maybe they do get something from it. But I'm just saying, acting like this ritual through violence is the only way to get to know yourself is such a toxic kind of mindset, because there have been plenty of times where I've gone through some serious shit and I got to know myself, and I got to know, like, hey, I can handle this, I can survive this. And there's some times where I've gone through some really great things, and even then I was like, okay, I can survive things. Going through good things can make you feel empowered, and going through bad things can make you feel empowered. But this whole concept revolving around violence and brutality as the way to feel empowered or to get to know yourself better, I think is inherently toxic, because it's just kind of like, you are paying for someone to hurt you for you to get to know yourself better. It's just masochism at this point. And if you want to assign a meaning to that masochism, that's fine, but I don't see it there. The interview goes on for a bit longer, but since we really got to the core of this ritual, I don't really see the need to read anymore, but I'll link it down below. Let me know what you guys think about all this. I'm genuinely curious, especially if you have tattoos. Like, do you feel like it's insulting to people who have tattoos? Like, what do you think about it as a whole? I'm curious to know. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always, and let's get right into the fan art.